One of the things that I like to do on product pages, especially with digital products, is to have a video embedded on the page that walks through or demonstrates the product, right? So it helps with conversions and it helps people to understand fully what they're buying before they buy it. So that way you have happier customers and less chance of them asking for refunds or being unhappy with the products. What I've done in the past is on WooCommerce websites, for example, I can just embed a YouTube video. Now I'm setting up a new store using SureCart, and SureCart is a great product. I love it. I've been a customer from day one, but it does have limitations. And one of these limitations is the fact that the text area for the product description is super limited. You can only do basic formatting and you cannot embed videos. You cannot even put links in there. So I can't exactly have a video on the page as a result of that. Now, I've spoken to support, and SureCart are great with support in terms of their responsiveness, and they've come back and forth with me over the last couple of months, and they did promise that in version 3 they should have some more flexibility with the description of the product. Now, this isn't the case at the moment, and I still can't embed videos. So I'm going to share with you at least, well, a couple of different solutions here. I'm going to show you the one that I think going forward is going to be the best solution until maybe SureCart decides to add this feature. By the way, if you're new here, I do content like this to help you build and grow your online business around your knowledge and expertise. This series is called Online Systems Check. If this is what you're into, do stick around and consider checking out some of my other content. So what I'm going to do is jump over to my screen here, and I've got a test store set up, and what you're looking at is the editing page of a product, and this is what I'm talking about here. So I've put some lorem ipsum text, some dummy text in here, and if I wanted to say make this word a link, there's no link button for me to do that. And if I put in HTML in here by just typing out what the code is for a link, you can do that, but it will just show up as the code when you go to the front end. It doesn't actually turn it into a link. So you're very limited. And if you try and paste, like I said, a YouTube video in here, it doesn't format it as an embedded video. It simply just adds it as the URL, and you just got to copy and paste it. So one of the solutions that I think is feasible is to have a dedicated page for the demo of that product. So you set up a separate page, let's say as a post or as a web page, a regular page, and then embed the video in that page, and then just insert the address inside the description and ask people to copy and paste it. Now, I know it's not ideal, and that's what I was going to do initially, but then you'll see what the other solution is that I've come up with that's going to actually make things a lot easier. So I know it's not ideal, like I said, to just put the link in here and ask people to copy and paste. But if someone's actually interested in what the product is, it takes them, 5 seconds to copy and paste a link. It's a little bit scrappy, but if you have no alternative, that's the way that I would end up doing it. Now, I've managed to embed videos on the page, but not in this area. And I'll show you the product page on the front end. So this is that same product, and as you can see down here, I've got a video, and if I click this video, you can see it plays, right? Now also, if I scroll a bit further down, I have some extra information, and down here I can actually put in links. Now the way I've done this is through custom fields. So if you're not sure what custom fields are, these are additional areas that you can add into, say, the product or any post on WordPress to be able to embed additional information. And out the box, WordPress won't let you do this. You need to have a plugin that will allow you to do this. So if I scroll down to the bottom of this page, you'll see here what I've got is an extra text area and an area for the video. So the way I got this is through a plugin called Advanced Custom Field. And I'm going to show you exactly how that's set up. So Advanced Custom Fields, normally it would be in the WordPress repository, but at the moment it is not. if you search for it, you're going to end up with one called Secure Custom Fields. And the long story short, WordPress ended up having some problems with WP Engine, who are the developers of Advanced Custom Fields, and they basically took over their plugin and put a version of that plugin in the repository. I rather use the Advanced Custom Field original plugin from WP Engine because these guys, I know what I'm getting. They've been doing it for a long time. They do have a premium version as well. So to get it, you need to go to Advanced Custom Fields website and download it. You don't want to download it from the WordPress repository because you won't be getting the original one. Now, if you want to go ahead and grab Advanced Custom Fields, the free version, just go to advancedcustomfields.com and hit the download button, and then you can install it. Once you install it, then you can update it directly inside WordPress. You don't need to come here to download it again. Now, inside the Advanced Custom Field settings, what we need to do is to make sure that we have a field group set up for the SureCart product. And you do that by just going to Field Groups and just going to Add New. And then you can decide what you want to call the field group. So I'm not going to go through and set that up because I already have one set up. So I'm just going to go back to Field Groups. And you can see that I've got a SureCart product field group set up. And if I just go to edit it, you'll see that I have two custom fields in here, right? So the first custom field is a text area field. And if I just go ahead and toggle that down or edit it, you'll see that you can actually change the field type here to a number of different things. So I just selected text area and called it extra text. You can call it whatever you want. Then it has the field name. This is important because when you're going to actually use the short code, which is the process that I'm going to show you, you need to make sure you use this as the actual field name with the underscore as a space, so you don't put an actual space. And then the other custom field is the video demo one that I've used, an embed, an embed is what I've used for it, and I've just called it demo video, and you can see that's the name for that there. Once you've done it, you just go ahead and save changes. Obviously I have no changes to save. So these are my custom fields already set up, okay? In the settings area of the custom fields, one thing to note is that you need to tell it where these fields are going to show up, right? So in this case, I have it as it's set as post type, and it's going to be a SureCart product post type. So it is equal to SureCart product. You can obviously change it to anything else that you have on that website. So a regular post, a regular page, checkout form, cart, and SureCart products, which is what I selected. So just make sure that is there, and that's what's going to help you. That's what's going to allow it to show up on the product page for a SureCart product. So if I switch back to the product page here, you can see that the fields are going to be here. In fact, let me go to just add a new product. If I just go back one, and if I go to add new under the SureCart products, give it a name, create, and I scroll down, you'll now see that I have my text area down here and my video embed here. And all you got to do is put the URL for the video in here and it will be embedded, and then you can put your text here. But you need to type it as HTML if you want it to be formatted down here. Now, if you're scared of HTML, don't be. I'm not a coder myself, but I know the basics of it. What I'm going to recommend is that you go to a tool that is going to help you write that HTML code. So if you go to webcode.tools and navigate to the HTML generator here, you're able to come in here and generate all sorts of different types of HTML. For example, I'm on the hyperlink right now, and you just need to type in where you're linking to, whether or not you want it to open in a new tab. So if it's not a new tab, it's going to be the same window. Then there's a bunch of things down here that you can type in, like what the text is going to say. So if I type this is a link, you can see it types it here. So if I want to put the URL, you would just come down to here and type in wherever you want it to go. So abc.com, for example, you can see it fills it in for you there. And if I wanted to open in a new tab, like I said, I'll just select blank. And then you can just copy this HTML and paste it in there. If you want to learn how to bold an item, you just click on that there. You type the text out here that you want to bold, and you just put these tags around it. And that's what makes it HTML. So I've got my text here filled in, and I've got my video there as well. All this is doing is turning it into a headline. So this is a header 3 or H3. This is how you would do that. Now, as it is, it won't show up on the products page. There's one more step that you've got to take. So if you look over on the right hand side here, there's what's called a template. And this is a SureCart template for the products. And you can have multiple templates in here. You might see default or some other thing in here, but you can change it to something else. So for example, if I click on that, I can click down here and change it back to the default. Now, if I go to default and just save it, and I come over to the product page here, notice my video is there and my text is there as well. If I refresh this page, you're going to see that's going to disappear, or those are going to disappear, right? Because the default template doesn't know how to display those things that we just created, those custom fields on here. So if I switch back and go and change it back to the other template that I've got set up here, and first of all, I'm going to save it again. You might not have to save it at this point again, but I just want to make sure that it's actually on the right template. Now it says demo, test demo, which is the name of the template. If you click back into that, you can actually create a new template by just clicking this add template here, and it will fill in the information from the default template, and you can go and edit it. That's exactly what I've done. But I'm not going to create a new one because I've already got that created. So I will just go down to where it says edit template. And that's going to load that up for you. And we can see how that template is constructed. And it's really straightforward. It is the pretty much the editor from Gutenberg, or the default WordPress editor that they use to build this template. So all of these things, if you click on them, they're blocks. They're essentially blocks, right? So this is the image gallery. This is the product description, right? And there's some other things that we're not displaying at the moment on the products because we haven't filled it in. But if you had the pricing and so on, it would show up there as well. Now, what I'm interested in is below the image, I want to display those custom fields. And if you notice, I've got these two short codes here. In between them, or above them rather, I have a spacer. So if we just toggle the document overview, which is these icons here, these little lines, it shows you exactly what I've got going on. So we have the product image, which is default. This is what SureCart includes. Then I've added what's called a spacer. And if you want to add something, you can just go to the plus button. You can add literally any one of the WordPress blocks or SureCart blocks in here. But what I'm interested in showing you is a short code. So you just need to add a short code in here. And notice this is a short code from Advanced Custom Fields. This is how you want to format it. I've literally written this in square brackets here, ACF space field equals, and then you want to put quotes, as in double quotes, and put the field name. Remember, we were talking about the field name and why it's important to know what that is and to write it exactly as it is. This is what's going to tell it what field to show on that part of the page or the template using the short codes here. And this is exactly what we've done. I've already got this saved, so I'm not going to save it again, but you make sure that when you've done it, you've saved it. So if we come over to here now and refresh, remember I already changed it back to the original template that I had set up, or my custom template. And as you can see, it's there. If Future Marlon here. As I was editing the video, I realized that I actually missed a step. Now, if you install advanced custom fields and you don't see your shortcodes working, it's probably because you haven't enabled shortcodes. By default, when you install the plugin, they've disabled it at the moment. So what you'll need to do is to add a line of code that they've given us here. If you go to their resources page, which I'll link to, just go to advancedcustomfields.com/resources/shortcode, and you'll get to this article. Just copy the code here and add it to your website, either using a snippets plugin or a child theme. In my case, what I've done is I've added it using Fluent snippets, and all I've done is just added it in there, saved it and activated it, and then it enables the shortcode functionality. Now, back to the video. When you're setting up your products, all you now have to do is put the extra information in the custom field sections here under the SureCart products, or whatever you called the field group, and embed your video, and you're good to go. So pretty much that's all you have to do at this point in time. If you've got any questions or comments relating to this, leave them below this video. And if I can't answer them, somebody else who knows a bit more than I do about advanced custom fields or anything like that will be able to help you out below there as well. I will leave links to the resources that I've mentioned as well in the description of the video. In the meantime, go ahead and check out one of my other videos, either linked on screen or linked below, and I'll see you in the next one.